Hello, my fifth graders! Today is the day. We finally finished the book. So I'm going to read the next 3 pages and then I'll attach some pages for you guys to read. But today is the last day for this book. Obviously, we have other things to do with you for the rest of your time with us. But it'll be more articles and fun things to review and things like that, just to get you ready for 6th grade, because we want you ready to learn. So tomorrow with Miss Sullivan, you're going to review the book with her. Friday, we're going to keep to the writing like we always do, and the rest of the time we'll have different Google Forms for you guys to do that review different skills that you need for 6th grade. All right, are you ready? I'm excited. We are starting with page 25. They were in the way. You understood that your mother wasn't trying to make you the laughingstock of the whole school when she called you over in front of a bunch of your friends and used spit on her finger to wipe the sleep out of your eyes. Like the crust over here, the sleep out of your eyes. So his mom wipes that. Maybe it was the magic powers that let you know that she was just being mama. Maybe they were the reason that you really didn't care when the kids would say, yuck, you let your mama slob on you? And you had to say, shut up, that's my mama. We got the same germs. Maybe there were genies in the way your sister would throw a tea party for you and you had fun, even though it was kind of embarrassing to sit in a little table and sip water out of plastic teacups. Maybe there was magic powers hiding in the way your older brother made all the worst thugs in the neighborhood play basketball with you, even though you double dribbled every time and they threw you the ball. And I'm sure there was an angel in Birmingham when Grandma Sands wrapped her little arms around all of the weird Watsons and said, my family, my beautiful, beautiful family. I climbed up to the toilet and leaned over the sink to take a look. I smiled. Byron was very right about something too. He was very right when he said I was too smart to believe magic powers lived behind the couch. He also knew what he was talking about when he said I was going to be all right. Joetta banged on the bathroom door. Kenny, Byron said, you're feeling much better now. If that's right, come out. I got to go to the bathroom real bad, she said. Real, like it had a million letters in it. Some of the time I wonder if there really was something wrong with me. A few minutes ago, I'd been crying on the floor like a kindergarten baby, and now I was looking in the mirror laughing. I blew my nose and splashed a little water on my face because I wanted to go out. Besides, I had to think of a way to get at least half of my dinosaurs back from Rufus. Come on in, Joey. That was it. That was the last 2 pages from the story. Now we have an epilogue. This is basically kind of like a conclusion, but this is when the writer wants to add a little bit more so you could get some background knowledge and have like an ending where the writer's kind of talking to you directly. So over here they want to give you some background history about just American history and some things that the characters were going through while they were having this happen to them. Like this is their life story and it wants to tell you a little bit about what life was like for people back then. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to read 1 page to you and you guys will finish reading the next 3 pages on your own. At the time of the Watsons family trip, the U.S. South was caught up in a struggle for basic human rights that had become known as civil rights movement. So while they were doing this trip, the civil rights movement was going on. Although the Declaration of Independence states that all men are created equal and the Constitution had been amended after the Civil War to extend the rights and protections of citizenships to African Americans, changing the law of the land did not always change the way people behaved. In the northern, eastern, and western states, African Americans often faced discrimination, but it was not as extreme and pervasive as in the South. So the North, they had discrimination, but the South was a lot more dramatic with it. They had even worse discrimination. Their communities and states passed laws that allowed discrimination in schools, houses, and job opportunities. Prohibited, which means they didn't allow, interracial marriages, which means you can't be different races, you have to be the same race to get married. And enforced segregation. Segregation is by creating separate facilities, so separate places, for African Americans and whites. So we've heard about this before. For example, maybe some of the schools were for white kids only or black kids only. They made sure to have everything separate. In most of the South, African Americans were not permitted to attend the same schools as whites or to use the same parks, playgrounds, swimming pools, hospitals, drinking fountains, or bathrooms. Hotels, restaurants, and stores would not serve African Americans. The worst section of public facilities were set aside for coloreds only. White children often attended large, well-equipped modern schools, while African American students went to one-room schoolhouses without enough books or teachers. So you'll read the next 3 pages on your own. Like I said, this is just talking about what was life like at that time. So the Watsons were going on a trip and they were alive during this time, and it just gives some background of some of the things that they had to deal with and everybody had to deal with back then. Alrighty then. So we did it! We finished the book. You guys have to read the next 3 pages on your own, and then you finished this whole book. Look at you! We did it together. Teamwork. I'm very proud of you. So keep up the hard work. Make sure to look back into the book to answer your questions. And tomorrow you'll get some review with it with Miss Sullivan. I am so proud of you. I love you all so much and have a great day.